Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I am back in the country. I flew away and had an amazing adventure and trip, much needed vacation. But now I'm back and I'm trying to catch up on movies. That's kind of my thing lately. I'm always trying to catch up with my movie reviews, even though I watch a bunch of movies. Anyway, if this is the first time you've been here, yay, you're here finally. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around. I'm going to be looking over here to see who's in the room, who's posting comments and all of that kind of stuff. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Captain America Brave New World. I actually saw this in theaters while I was on vacation. And sadly, there were only just a handful of people in the theater, wah, wah, which kind of tells you how this movie is doing. The film is rated PG-13. It's an hour and 58 minutes. And my overall movie review mom grade, drum roll, is a C. C for Snorefest. I know you spell snore with an S. But my husband literally fell asleep in the theater, and I almost did. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me first give you an overview in a nutshell. Then I'll point out the things I liked, and then the things I didn't like. I'll offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and we'll finish up with other films that are sort of similar that I think that you'll like better. But first, before we do all of that, I wanted to tell you about today's sponsored featured product. It's a 6-inch action figure of the new Captain America. You can find the link on Amazon. Click on the description below, and it's actually super cool. It shows Anthony Mackie, and he's got the Falcon wings, but he's also got the Captain America shield and the colors and all that kind of stuff. And if my boys were young when this movie came out, they would be all over this. And so obviously Amazon has got tons of merch for this film. All right, so in a nutshell, this is the newest and the 35th Marvel superhero movie. It was directed by Julius Onah. Writing credits go to Rob Edwards, Malcolm Spellman, and Dalan Musson. The story is about Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, who finds himself in the middle of an international incident and must discover the motive behind a nefarious global plan. Dun, dun, dun. All right, looking back over here to see, hey, someone's here. I never know who it is unless you post a comment, which I always love reading, by the way. Anyway, quick tips for parents. There is lots of destruction. I mean, it's a superhero movie. There is violence with some blood. Someone gets hurt badly and ends up in the hospital. No spoilers, just saying. And there is some profanity. So some of the themes that are illustrated very well are loyalty, friendship, belief in others, self-confidence, identity, forgiveness, second chances, reconciliation, and hope. So there were a lot of things I did like about this movie. First of all, Anthony Mackie tried very hard in this film to fill the capable and much beloved shoes of Chris Evans, Captain America. I could swear I saw a movie poster for this movie that showed Chris Evans, but nope, he is not in this movie, nowhere to be seen, which really kind of made me sad. I thought it would be fun if he just had a little cameo performance. That would have just made my day. But I can tell that Anthony Mackie really wants to make this his own. And like I said, he was working really hard. He's the third MCU actor to also receive executive producer credit next to his name. So kudos to him. It's always fun to see Harrison Ford in anything, honestly. I love that he's still making films. He replaces the late William Hurt in the movie as Thaddeus Ross. Some viewers might think that Harrison Ford's character is a new character in the story, but he's not. He's replacing William Hurt. And don't we all love William Hurt? He just had such a great film career. In the Spanish version of this movie, the Captain America Brave New World film, Salvador Vidal voiced Harrison Ford, and he also voiced William Hurt in all of the movies. So congratulations also to Israeli actress Shira Haas for making it big time in a Hollywood blockbuster superhero film. She's done a lot of things. I thought she did a really great job in the film Unorthodox that played on Netflix. And that was the first time I had ever seen her in anything. She definitely has a unique look and I think is perfect in this MCU. So we'll see if we see her again in future films or not. But she did a good job. I've been a fan of Tim Blake Nelson for years, and so I'm happy to see that he was able to snag this role as a Marvel villain. Sebastian Stan appears in this movie and is, in fact, the only character to appear in all four Captain America movies. I thought he was terrific in the movie A Different Man, and I am so glad that he is getting some award attention for his performance in that role. He was truly outstanding. And yes, there really are gorgeous cherry trees in Washington, D.C. They were a gift from Japan many, many years ago as a sign of friendship. And so the director of this movie thought that it would be appropriate to film one of the scenes there right next to all the cherry trees lining a sidewalk to show the theme of empathy and again of friendship in the film. And so I thought that was a nice touch. Let me see if someone's posted a comment. Nope, nothing yet. But I see you. You're there. Well, I don't see you, but I know you're there. There is a clear attempt to give comic book fans what they're looking for in this movie. And I respect that. I love it when a franchise respects their fans and recognizes that it's the fans that made them successful. And so they do their homework and they try to make sure that those little tiny nuggets, those little Easter eggs are there so that the fans can really enjoy the film, the next episode or the next addition to whatever the franchise is. And in this case, the MCU, and in this case, Captain America. So, for example, Sidewinder has blue eyes. And so the actor Giancarlo Esposito was given blue eyes during the filming. And I thought that that was sweet, a nice attention to detail. And Sidewinder, by the way, was actually added to the movie during the reshoots, which is interesting. This is also the first time that we see the appearance of the Red Hulk in the MCU. Early in the film, we see a character holding a red lollipop, kind of a red sucker, which is a foreshadowing that that particular character will turn into the Red Hulk later on. Now, I don't know if you know who the Red Hulk is going to be, so I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but I love little details like that. There is already talk that Sam, the character, the new Captain America, will receive some kind of power that allows him to talk to birds in the next movie because he's Falcon, right? So I don't know why it took him that long to come up with that in the first place, but I think that that'll be fun and entertaining. If you're a fan of Kendrick Lamar, I think that you're going to love that another one of his songs is used in the credit roll. And it wouldn't be a proper Marvel movie without a sneak peek scene at the very end of the final rolling credits. So stay seated. Now, there are kind of two parts of rolling credits, right? When the movie ends and the credits start to roll, and then sometimes there's a break, and then there's a different song with real tight words on the screen, and it tends to go faster. Sit there in your chair, whether you're at home or in the theater, until the very, very, very bitter end. It takes a while. But I think Marvel fans have now been trained to expect it. And so I looked around to see if anybody was leaving, and everybody stayed seated in their chairs, which tells me that they were Marvel fans, obviously. Now, with all of that praise, there were some things I didn't like about this movie. As I mentioned, my husband completely fell asleep, and I almost did. It was a snore fest for both of us. So that's the one word that I'm using to describe how I felt about this film. I was just disappointed. The movie doesn't feel brave, and it doesn't really feel new. And so the premise, or I should say the setting of the film, is that the Avengers are gone, and we do have this new Captain America, and the world has accepted him, even though it's still new for us, right? Um, but other than that, we've got, another Hulk. So that didn't feel new. The color is new, but it didn't seem like some new crazy character. And then I also kind of felt like the villain wasn't all that menacing. It wasn't a big villain like we've had Thanos, the villain of all villains, that kind of thing. And so I was like, okay, well, we're going to maybe just start to warm up here. The fight sequences were really boring and poorly filmed and just not that great. I had read that Anthony Mackie had done Tai Chi and yoga to prepare for his fight sequences, but I don't know. It certainly was nothing like, now my mind just went blank. What's the movie that I always reference when I talk about action sequences, with Keanu Reeves? My mind just went blank. John Wick. Those are the ultimate in fight sequence choreography, right? And the ones that we see in this movie are a far cry from that one. So I was disappointed by that. There's just not enough humor for Marvel. I felt like when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, that Marvel was finally conquered that magic formula. And every movie after that just was knocking it out of the park. A great blend of funky, crazy, quirky characters, lots of action, humor mixed with emotional heart, and just one after another. Just they were fantastic. And now I'm like, MCU or Marvel, what's happening? What's going on? You guys kind of forgot the magic formula or something. I don't know. This movie, I think, is going to be very forgettable, which is really disappointing. So, Marvel, I don't know what's happening to you. Get your act together. I'm going to keep watching you, but if you keep putting out clunkers like the last several, then I think you're going to start to lose fans, and maybe you already have. I don't know. All right, still no comments coming in. Actually, let me check. Maybe I'm missing them. Hold on. Nope. Okay. But I see you're there. Thanks for watching me. Okay, so let me share some interesting lines and funny lines. Whenever I watch movies, I pull out the notepad and I'm taking notes and writing these down simply so I can share them with you, so you can get a taste for the filmmaking quality, the script writing quality, and all of that. So in terms of, oh, and by the way, if you want to see all of these, you can see them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. And by the way, run over there, check out the website. And if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. I am super close to inching up to the next bracket, the next level of subscriber count. And it's kind of a big deal for me. So tell your friends, everybody subscribe. I really appreciate that. Okay, back to the interesting lines. So this is spoken by Harrison Ford's character. Again, he plays Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. And he says, talking to Captain America, he says, "You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers." And when he said that, I was like, ouch. But Captain America, the new Captain America, says, no, I'm not. And the whole movie does a really good job of showing you that he's not just like quickly replacing Captain America, but that he really feels the weight and the responsibility of that title. And he really has an identity crisis, and that was sweet, and I think also appropriate for people that think, yeah, he's nothing like Captain America. But he does a good job, and I'm scrolling through my notes. I thought that I had written some funny lines. Maybe I didn't. I guess I didn't. Oh, because I mentioned there's just not that much humor. All right, so of course, I'm going to mention a couple of movies that I recommend that you watch. First of all, Captain America, the First Avenger. You can click down in the description below and you can see the link where you can watch that. If you haven't seen that one, you definitely should watch that one and the prior or the ones right after that one. And then the big Avengers Infinity War, that will kind of catch you up to speed or simply remind you of all that went down when the Avengers broke apart and how Falcon has now carried on the one and only Avenger, kind of after that whole fallout took place. So that's helpful because I was trying to remember what happened because it's been a long time since I've seen that last one. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. And when you get a minute, let me know. Comment down below or send me a private message, or you could go into the community section of our YouTube channel here and let me know if you're interested in going to Israel with me in October. I know this is not related to Captain America, but I'm super excited about it. I just finished writing a book about Israel, Jerusalem specifically, and I'm writing another one about Israel in general, but more of the spiritual, scriptural, biblical side. And so both of those are going to be published and out in stores in time for this trip. And so a company who does travel and trips invited me to be the guest host. And so I'm super excited. I'm going to be going end of October into November. If you want more information, reach out to me. I'm on all the social media. I would love to hang out with you and certainly answer your questions. All right, I've talked on too long. Now I'm getting tongue-tied. I've talked too much. Have a fantastic day. One quick glance at the chat. Nope, but I still see you all are watching. Thank you. Have a fantastic day or the rest of the day or whatever time it is, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.